Welcome to Edupedia World. In this video, we will discuss another form of presentation of data, that is diagrammatic presentation. Data can be presented by means of either text, tabular, semi-tabular or pictorial methods. Ordinarily, statistical data is presented in the form of either a table or a chart. Diagrams or graphs are more effective in attracting attention than any of the other methods of presentation. A well-constructed, simple and attractive chart showing a limited set of information is easier to understand at a glance. Such presentation can be seen in the financial reports in newspapers, magazines, and journals. Pictorial presentation requires a great deal of artistic talent and imagination. Diagrammatic presentation is the most popular and common for representing the statistical data in an attractive way. This type of presentation are appealing to the mind through the eyes as they are more attractive than the figures. For the purpose of simplifying, an attempt has been made to discuss some of the important diagrams in this chapter and some important graphs in the next chapter, which are commonly used in presenting statistical information. According to M.J. Morney, cold figures are uninspiring to most people. Diagrams help us to see the pattern and shape of any complex situation, such as a map gives us a bird's eye view of the wide stretch of a country. So diagrams helps us visualize the whole meaning of a numerical complex data at a single glance. Diagrams are useful because facts can be known at a glance. They are readily intelligible and saves a considerable amount of time and energy. Diagrams are more attractive than the figures. Figures, when told through diagrams, become attractive. Importance and uses of graphs and diagrams. First, they are interesting, attractive, and impressive. One can study the trend and fluctuation of the statistical values by graphic presentation. A layman who is not interested in going through the figures gets message from graphs and diagrams. Diagrams are used for publicity and propaganda. Second, they are the simplest method of presenting data. They save time and energy of the statistician and the layman. One can understand the figures what they want to say without any strain on mind and knowledge of mathematics as they make the data simple and intelligible. Third, they make comparison easy. Comparison from one period to another period or from one section to another section becomes easy. Thus, diagrams can be used for quick comparison. Fourth, they have universal utility. Since the figures are made very attractive by the presentation of graphs and diagrams, they are popularly used in exhibitions, fairs, journals, newspapers, board meetings, etc. Diagrams are used particularly to give information to the common man. They are widely used in economic, social, and business and other fields. Diagrams play an important role in the modern advertising campaign. And the fifth point, graphs are used for finding positional values. Diagrams are not used for statistical determination of values, but special type of graphs help for finding positional values like median, quartiles, mode, etc. This is discussed in the chapter on measures of central tendency afterwards. General rules for constructing diagrams. The construction of a diagram is an art which can be acquired through practice. The diagrammatic presentation of statistical data can be of more advantageous if following general rules are observed. First, heading and a number. A suitable heading either on the top of the diagram or just below the diagram should be provided. The title in bold letters but short conveys main facts depicted by the diagram. If needed, subheadings can also be given. It must be brief, self-explanatory and clear. The diagram number can be used for identification and for purpose of reference. Second, size and attractive. The size of the diagram should be neither too big nor too small. It should match with the size of paper. It should be in the middle of the paper. It should be attractive, neat, and appealing to the eyes. so that people's attention is automatically drawn towards it. Third, width and height. An appropriate proportion should be maintained between width and height. Width as horizontal line called x-axis and height as vertical line called y-axis. Vertical line should be drawn at the left side and horizontal line on the bottom of the diagram. Both axes must be properly labeled, for example, population or production on y-axis and years or months on x-axis. Fourth, scale. A diagram should be drawn with the help of geometric instrument. A proper scale should be selected to suit the size of the paper. The scale should as far as possible be in even numbers or multiple of 5. The scale should specify the size of the unit and the data it represents. For example, to measure the production of wheat or car, we must mention production of wheat in million tons or car production in 100 on y-axis and years or months on x-axis. Fifth, scale measurement and index. The scale of measurement on both x-axis and y-axis should be mentioned at the top right-hand corner of the diagram or just below the diagram. For example, 1 centimeter equals to 1 lakh or 1 crore of population and so on. When many items are required to show in a diagram, they should be shown through different colors, shades, dotting, crossing, etc. An index must be given for identifying and understanding the diagram. Sixth, footnotes and source notes. In order to clarify some points relating to the diagram, footnotes are given at the bottom of the diagram. Source notes are given to indicate the source from which data have been obtained. And the last point, that is simplicity. Diagram should be very simple. It must be so simple that even a layman who does not have knowledge of mathematical or statistical background can understand the diagram. Too much information presented in a diagram will be confusing. Therefore, it is suggested to draw several simple diagrams which are more effective than a complex one. Merits of diagrammatic and graphic presentation. First, simple and understandable information. Even the most complex statistical information is made simple and understandable with the help of diagrams and graphs. One can understand the features of data merely by having a look at the picture. Second, lasting impact. Diagrammatic or graphic presentation leaves a lasting impact on the reader's mind. Information is not easily forgotten. Third, no need of training or specialized knowledge. One needs no training or specialized knowledge in reading the diagrams and graphs. These are easily understood even by a layman. Fourth, attractive and effective means of presentation. Diagrams and graphs are very attractive and effective means of presenting data. It is rightly said that a picture is worth of 1,000 words. Fifth, a quick comparative glance. Diagrams or graphs facilitate comparative glance at the data. Thus, data on investment, private and public sectors, when presented in a form, say bar diagram, can be easily compared. One can note the broad difference between the two. Sixth, informative and entertaining. Besides being informative, diagrammatic or graphic presentation is an entertaining means of data presentation. The beginners are fascinated to draw pictures in the form of diagrams or graphs. Seventh, location of averages. Using graphic techniques, we easily locate the values of certain averages such as mode, median, etc. And the last point, study of correlation. Graphic presentation of data corresponding to different variables helps identify correlate between the variables. For example, if time series data, income and expenditure are plotted on the same graph, one is very likely to observe a very high degree of positive correlation between the two variables. Higher level income is very likely to be associated with higher level consumption and vice versa. These are the merits of diagrammatic and graphic presentations. Demerits of diagrammatic and graphic presentation. Some of the demerits of diagrammatic and graphic presentation of statistical data are as follows. First, limited use. Only a limited set of data can be presented in the form of a diagram. In fact, diagrams and graphs generally used only when comparisons are involved or when time series data are to be presented. Second point, misuse. Diagrams may be misused for false projection of the statistical facts, especially in case of advertisement. Third point, only preliminary conclusions. It may not be always easy to arrive at final conclusions after seeing the diagrams. Multi-information in the form of diagrams and graphs may give only preliminary conclusions. Fourth point, not of much use for experts. Diagrams present limited information. That is why only layman has much utility from diagrams, but not for an expert who should have exact details for further analysis. Fifth point, incomplete information. When data are very huge, diagrams by itself fail to present complete information if not supported by tables or any other corresponding details. Sixth point, not capable of further analysis. Diagrams fails to be used for further analysis, which reduces their usefulness for higher study of the statistical data. And the last point, only approximation. Diagrams shows only approximation values, especially when data are very large. Therefore, very large or very small differences between two or more sets of data cannot be shown. These are the demerits of diagrammatic and graphic presentation. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.